Today, we're diving into a project called Ascensum, and it's built around a question that I think a lot of us in the crypto world have asked ourselves at some point. What if you could get a second chance, but this time on something that's already got a proven track record?
Have you ever felt that? You see a project just skyrocket, and you're kicking yourself thinking, man, if only I'd gotten in sooner. It's that classic crypto FOMO, right? The big what if. And look, let's be real. Crypto can be a brutal space. So many people, so many communities have been absolutely burned by scams or projects that just fizzle out. So when someone says, fresh start, you're right to be skeptical. But that's the interesting part here. What if that fresh start was built on something that's already working? All right, so to really get what Ascensum is all about, we've got to rewind a little bit and look at its parent project, Concilium. See, Ascensum isn't just some random new thing that popped up. Nope, it's an evolution.
Concilium has been in the game for over 16 months now. They didn't just appear overnight. They launched, they built up a solid community, they got their Harmony staking system up and running, and today they've got over 2,400 people holding their token. This is the foundation we're talking about. This is the track record.
So let's talk numbers. When Concilium first kicked off, its token was just 5 cents, okay? 5 cents. Just lock that number in your brain for a second, because what comes next is, well, you'll see. Fast forward to today, and that same 5-cent token, it's now trading for over $2. That's more than a 40x jump. We're talking about some serious growth, creating a solid economic base and a community that's seen some incredible results.
Okay, so you've got this proven success, this strong community. All of that is basically the launch pad for what we're really here to talk about, Ascensum. It's not starting from scratch. It's the next logical step, building right on top of Concilium's success. And their vision, their slogan is pretty big. Elevate your economy, decentralize your finances. So what does that actually mean? Basically, they're trying to build a whole new economic layer on top of what they already have and hand the keys over to the community to grow it themselves. So, the big question, how do you actually get involved? Well, the entry ticket to this whole ecosystem is something they call a node. Think of it as the core digital asset, and they've made it pretty accessible with 11 different tiers. You can start with a node for just $25, and then each tier up from there just doubles in price.
But here's where it gets really interesting. What do you get for owning one of these nodes? It's not just a digital collectible. It breaks down into 3 core benefits, a kind of powerful trio. You get to mine, you get to govern, and you get to earn. Let's dig into each of those one by one. First up, mining.
So the first benefit is mining. When you own a node, it starts generating a completely new token for you called ASM. And this token is designed to be hyper-deflationary. In simple terms, that just means its supply is built to shrink over time, which in theory should make it more scarce. As a node owner, you get your share of these new tokens dripped to you every single day for a year. You're basically getting in on the ground floor. And the tokenomics, the rules of the token, are really designed for people who've been around the block in crypto. Check this out. 0 inflation. No tokens set aside for the team. No shady private sales. No big venture capitalists getting a sweet deal. It's all about scarcity and community ownership, right from the very start.
All right, benefit number 2. This is where things get really, really cool and it becomes a true community-run project. It's all about governance. Part of the money from every node sale gets pooled into a treasury. And this isn't the team's money. It's a community-owned investment fund. This is what makes Ascensum a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. So how does the voting work? You might think the person with the most expensive node gets all the power, right? Nope. And this is key. It's super democratic. Whether you bought the $25 node or the top-tier $25,000 one, every single node gets you exactly 1 vote. It's not about how much money you put in. It's about participation.
So what can this community-controlled treasury actually invest in? Honestly, the sky's the limit here, and some of the ideas are pretty wild. We're talking about things like tokenizing real estate, buying up gold and silver, investing in Bitcoin or other cryptos. They even mentioned potentially funding a blockchain-themed movie. Whatever it is, the community gets to vote and decide where their collective funds go.
And that brings us to the third and final pillar, earning. Now, this one's optional, but it's for people who want to be more hands-on and help grow the community. It's a compensation plan called Triflux, and it's all about rewarding you for helping to sell Ascensum nodes.
Okay, so how does Triflux work? It's actually pretty straightforward. Imagine you have 3 empty slots. When you refer someone and they buy a node, they fill a slot. The payments from the first 2 slots go directly to you. The payment from the 3rd slot, that goes up to the person who sponsored you. This cycles you, basically giving you a brand new set of 3 empty slots to start over. It's a simple 2 for you, 1 for your sponsor model.
But, and this is maybe the most important part of the entire economic design, here's how those payments actually happen. When someone buys a node using a stablecoin like USDT, a smart contract kicks in. It takes half of that USDT, goes out onto the open market, and automatically buys the original Concilium token. Then it sends that Concilium to the referrer's wallet. This little detail is like the secret sauce for the whole ecosystem. So you take a step back and look at the whole picture. You've got the mining of the new ASM token, you've got the community-run treasury, and you have this Triflux rewards plan. When you put all those pieces together, you start to see the bigger vision. It's all designed to work together to create a self-sustaining economic engine.
And that's the real genius of it, right? It's the heart of the whole model. Every time a new node is sold in Ascensum, it automatically creates buying pressure for the original Concilium token. It's a brilliant circular economy. The new project is constantly feeding back into and strengthening its own foundation. The goal is for this to lift up the entire ecosystem.
Which really just leaves us with one big, fascinating question. What we're looking at with Ascensum is essentially a huge experiment. It's a bet that if you give a community the right foundation and the right tools, they can actually govern themselves, manage their own treasury, and build a real decentralized economy from the ground up. It's a powerful idea, and only time is going to tell if a bet like that truly pays off.